Imagine that you are riding down a hill on a skateboard with the wind splashing you in the face, and you're going down and your heart's beating, and you can see all of the buildings and all the people rushing past you. This is something that I do on frequently since I have ridden skateboards for a long part of my life. It is a very exciting activity that really promotes a lot of community and a lot of engagement and a lot of excitement and connections between a lot of different people. But unfortunately on Cal Poly campus, skateboarding is not allowed. There are a lot of different stereotypes that are associated with skateboarding. When a lot of people, when somebody thinks of the idea of a skateboarder, they think of some guy with groovy dark hair wearing a Thrasher sweatshirt, and he's like sitting there all like, oh, and, and then everybody thinks of this very negative personality, but really, when it comes to skateboarders, there's a lot of different things and personality traits that not a lot of people know. There's when you are skateboarding and you're trying to learn new tricks, one of the things that's very important is that you fall down on your ass almost every single day, almost every single minute. Because when you try to do a trick, you're never going to do that trick on the first time. You're never even going to do it probably on the 50th time. You have to keep on working and working and working. And this is a perseverance that really is kind of ignored. One of the many different kind of traits and that is part of being a skateboarder, along with this very sense, the sense of community that is brought with it, where when you're skateboarding and there's other people around you, there's a very sense of brotherhood and sistership and love that is brought with that, where you think, if this person needs help, I'm going to help them because I understand that the position that they're in. In the article by Atkinson, it's often claimed that skateboarders making noise destroy property by riding, creating the perception of all skateboarders as deviant. This was brought up in the late 70s, early 80s, when skateboarding first had its insurgence. And like most things that come up in popular media, there tends to be kind of a backlash. Everybody knows how there was like that stereotype of when rock music first started emerging in the late 50s, early 60s. All of the older people were like, oh, what is this music? This is trash. You need to go back to my day when we listened to all that great jazz and country music. But compared to another article by DuPont in 2014, when defining the boundaries between skate and mainstream, the core skaters emphasized that their actions and values were based on creativity rather than conformity, cooperation rather than aggression or competition, freedom and autonomy opposed to being controlled. Obviously, this is a very different standpoint from those stereotypes of skateboarders, that skateboarders want to just destroy everything and do what they want and are very rebellious. Instead of, so as we all know, Cal Poly is a very hilly campus, and one of the things that comes with being a hill is that if you're riding a non-motorized vehicle such as a skateboard or a bicycle, it can tend to get out of control. And for most people, the idea comes that bikes are allowed on campus because they have handbrakes, and skateboards are not allowed because they're more dangerous because they don't have handbrakes. They can't stop if somebody comes with you. But compared to the report by Elfin in 2019, from 2010 to 2016 comparatively, the non-fatal traumatic sports-related brain injuries among U.S. children were 6,857 and 225,955 to skateboarding and bicycling, respectively. Compare that with the stats from Compton in 2006, that approximately 4 times as many people ride bicycles as they do skateboards. It is almost exactly the same the amount of injuries that come across from bicycling and skateboarding. Because the issue is not that when somebody is bicycling or skateboarding, it's not, when somebody gets an injury, it's due to a lack of perception. when somebody is not paying attention to their surroundings, when somebody is looking at their phone or trying to talk to somebody else, this is always when something bad is going to happen. It doesn't matter the mode of transportation, it matters what is going on of the person who is controlling that vehicle. Skateboards, in contrast to bicycles, are a lot more sensitive. When you're riding a skateboard, there's a lot more feedback from the road, which makes you a lot more perceptive, and you're giving a lot more of your attention compared to when you're riding a bicycle. Because when you're riding a bicycle, the big tires allow for a lot more leniency. This is just one of the ways that skateboards are more safe than bicycles, which, again, skateboards are not allowed on campus compared to those bicycles. Like I said before, skateboarding is something where you fall a lot. And when you fall a lot, you realize that you kind of have this heightened perception, and it allows you to become better at navigating through certain situations and realizing that how to fall compared to people on bicycles who, if they do end up crashing or hitting somebody, the repercussions tend to be a lot more severe and traumatic. Also, when somebody's riding a skateboard, there's a lot of adrenaline that's going on. And adrenaline is a hormone and neurotransmitter that releases from the adrenal glands, has many functions in the body, regulating heart rate, blood vessel, and air passage diameters, and is a good predictor of happiness. So when somebody is riding their skateboard, all of this adrenaline is getting produced right in this area around here, and it really helps to improve the happiness of those on campus, which, is something that I feel like if we are given the chance to increase the happiness of those on campus, then we should be open up to looking back at these policies that restrict that. In conclusion, skateboarders are a lot less dangerous than previously thought from certain stereotypes, and it creates a lot more happier and college-like atmosphere when you see a lot of people hanging around, skateboarding, having a good time. Some of the actions that you can take in order to help bring back a lot of this skateboarding mentality and skateboarding on campus is trying to get involved with student council, trying to join petitions when they're open, and just talking to others about the issue, understanding what it is that goes on in that community, and how it is that you can help to bring more understanding.